Oh, yeah, go ahead. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody.
Monday already.
Monday already.
Things are moving, and there's no news today that's major, so nothing to be scared of today.
Nothing to be scared of other than a 1,000 point gap down on NQ. Well, we rallied from the 1,000 points. The overnight range is 1,000 points on NQ right now, which is crazy. I think right now we're sitting down 785 points, down 3.6% on the day on the NQ. Crazy gap down. I think, who knows what all could be factoring into it, but I know China released a open sourced AI model for free that outperforms ChatGPT and all the for-profit AI that we have here in America, and I think that has sent a little bit of a spook into the market. Is one thing. I've also been saying for a little while too that everyone's too euphoric on this Trump presidency and crypto, and saying it's going to be the bull run of a lifetime. That I could see a little bit of pain before. If we do get that, I could see a little bit of pain first. Too many people bullish, but we'll see. Last time we got a massive drop like this was when the Japan market had like a really big move down overnight, and I think the NQ opened down around 700 points down, and we ended up having a really strong rally on the day. Does that happen again? I have no idea. Could it? Sure. But market is in an interesting spot. For me, it's definitely a bit of a wait and see. Philibus, good morning, Philibus. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Hi.
Ashton, good morning, gentlemen. Blood in the streets. Yeah, I think it's related to China. Apple doesn't look too bad, but Nvidia down 11% because China AI news. Yeah, I think today could be a day to short some AI stock, but I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a couple individual names I'm looking at that have a little bit of relative strength and aren't down as bad. So you can look at this a couple ways. A good buying opportunity because we're down so much. Noob Trader said, sorry, did everything right in KYC verification, but it got rejected instantly. What to do next? Noob Trader, obviously we're on the stream, so I don't want you to share your email with me or anything. I would reach out to support, open a support ticket, see if they can get you handled. I don't know if you can DM on YouTube, but you can send a DM to either the FunderPro social media account or my personal account on Instagram or Risk Life News, and I can try to get it sorted for you. But the easiest and fastest thing while I'm on the stream is probably just reach out to support, open a support ticket. I have not taken any futures trades yet today. I have these two levels here that I'm watching on NQ at 21, 109, 25 and 21, 70, 150. So seeing if we get any reactions to those, if we can try to hold those. But I'm kind of open on my bias today. If we are going to see more downside, I'd almost like to see a little rally first that gets rejected. But I'm not opposed to some value buying today either. Kind of think I'll let the first 15 minutes play out and make a decision from there. My Insta is at Risk Life News.
Yeah, gold is really moving around. The entire since the beginning of the Asian session, I believe, and I don't know what to contribute
Yeah, have you
to.
taken any trades today, Brian?
So I
Oh,
paused
look at this
London.
setup. Hold up. Ooh, oh, you got the double screen. Okay, I like that. I like that. That might be a little better for people to see.
Might be. Uh, Oil's over here on the right. Like before we started streaming today, I was telling you that oil has been kicking my butt. And what's funny right now is it's followed almost the same trending as gold, but I have not traded it. I was working on gold. As you can see, my daily P&L is at 814 for futures. That pulled me out of drawdown by about that much. And the drawdown was due to oil from last week. So I might pause on that since it's a fairly new instrument for me to trade and just stick with gold. Getting a little bummed out that I'm testing myself too much in real markets and not doing enough back testing.
Like in the sim, yeah.
So
Yeah, gold looking to make new lows on the day, it looks like.
yeah, possibly. I got out of that trade. My big P&L element came from this decrease, this drop here. So I let this big red candlestick come down.
Dude, you
And
can do that, yeah.
yeah, and then after that was sort of my okay. Let's see what it's going to do because during London it had some of those, right, and they were just some fake turnarounds. So I wasn't buying into that. I think I got into it right around over here, and I'm drawing these so wrong. So right where I about start this. So I took it about I took it to here, and that's pretty much what I did. I think, I got out on this red candle right here. I figured that was getting exhausted, and gold to me it really doesn't look like this. It looks like if you do the proper price scale ratio to time, it looks more steep like that.
Yeah, depending on how you have that, your pricing, expanded.
Yeah, and there's always all these instruments have a more accurate, I guess, price scale ratio to the ATR. So I always judge it by, what's the true 45-degree angle. And I'll judge it, every platform has that type of drawing tool you can do. But you kind of have to research that. And then that ATR can change periodically. So anyway,
Sorry about that. My daughter just walked in looking for some help.
Okay. But that's all I have to say on that, really. I think gold could actually bounce. I think it could push. I think it can very well test a 6-month low. I think it could also test a new high at some point soon, like a $3,000 level. A lot of analysts are kind of agreeing with that. And mainly it's because of its price action lately. It's doing a lot of up and down trending. You just kind of don't know where it's going to peak out at the bottom or the top. So anyway, but I'll just keep staying in harmony. I'll just keep doing what it says to do. If it says go down, I'll go down. Go up, go up.
I like it.
Couple minutes to New York.
And Q push into this this level here for me. Part of me wants to put on like a really small size long just to see if we pull a little Ripper Magoo out of the open. When I say small size, I'm talking like 2 micros. Oh, my meta swing, Brian. I think I was talking about it on the stream a little bit. I bought it $300. Unfortunately, I just bought one of them, but I bought one 630 call at $300 on Thursday, and was able to sell it on Friday for 2,000.
Oh,
so,
very good.
Yeah, and I had like a 50% stop on that trade, so it was like $150 risk to make $1,700. Also, another thing to note, if you're trading the indexes today, the volatility with this huge move down is a lot. Like there's like 100-point range in 10 minutes, no problem. So size down. I don't normally like taking trades here, and this very easily could be stopped out quickly. I'm going against the trend here. It's basically when we've gotten these huge gap downs in the past, we've gotten strong rallies once New York opens. I'm not saying that definitely happens, but I think there's a chance that could happen. And if that's the case, I'm going to throw 2 micros on $230 and see if we can hold this 2109 level or not. This is a bit of a gamble. Not the this doesn't necessarily align with my normal trading system. This is a bit of I don't know, kind of a feel going off of history, what we've seen before. See if we can get a push out of the gate after this big gap down or not. Definitely against the trend. Market open here.
I really hope gold doesn't continue straight down. I think it has a good chance to bounce in its current zone. We'll see.
Nice little push so far, up about $140. I think we'll at least want to sweep over this little high that we have here. Even if we do move down, I think we'll want to sweep those highs first. So I'm at 1-to-1 R here. I'm up $260 with $230 of risk. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop to break even on this one. Just because I'm up 1-to-1 R. Nice, baby. Nice. I can't even see how I'm up. I'm up $400 now. Great push. Great push.
I hope some people are in this gold short right now. It's amazing. Obviously, some people are.
Up 500 with just 2 micros here, guys. Up 100 points right now. A little over 100 points. I got in. My entry's 21,117. We're at 21,250 right now.
Oh, gold.
Up 600. Anybody take this NQ long with me? almost 150 points out of the gate.
Gosh. Go, Tyler.
I might cut. I'm gonna see if we can get a little bit more, and I'll take profit on one of these. Russell's starting to reject a little bit. ES also strong.
Yeah, watch out. NAS is gonna fall back, don't you think?
Maybe, but like sometimes when we've gotten these major gaps down, we've gotten like strong rallies where I'm not saying we rally back up all 700 points, but I think we could see a rally of 300-400 points. But yeah, I could also see us failing this year. I have my stop in like small profits at this point. We're already starting to see a pullback. Probably should have taken some profit, but stop some profits here. We'll see. See what how this first 5-minute candle closes.
Yeah, I just think it'll come back halfway down that candle at least, and then maybe track up again.
Uh-oh, I lost my connection. What happened?
I've had that happen on that platform recently. And that usually fixes it for me. Was that a refresh by you?
I did refresh, yeah.
Oh. Okay. Gold is choking back up again, as expected. It is downtrending on the larger time frames, but I don't trade the larger time frames, so I have no bias right now.
Annoying. Well, I'm going to throw yours up here while I try to get this figured out.
I think mine did the same thing.
Oh, wow.
I can try a refresh too. I'm now tracking it through. Well, I have several different platforms writing on right now that I have running, but I didn't even notice Volumetrica was doing something funky until you noticed it. Okay, my refresh worked.
Oh, yours did?
We'll see how long.
Oh, mine's back now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move. So we put in. I don't hate that 5-minute close. I got ES at a level here. I'm going to. First, I'm going to show you guys. You want to slide my stop under this 2-minute low here. So a little bit over 1R. I had originally $230 worth of risk on this. My stop is at $300 profit. Which, if I get taken out, that's okay. $300 to start on a quick scalp is cool with me. A little over 1-to-1 risk to reward. Looks like gold's getting a little bounce after sweeping the lows. I'm actually, with that 2-minute, I'm going to add 2 micros here and keep my stop here. So risking this $300. See if we can get a push higher here to new high, and then I will take some profit. Come on, baby. Give me a push to new highs. I want to see 21,345, which would be about another 100 points would be awesome. Some individual names that got pushed out of the gate that I'm looking at are starting to fade pretty hard, though. Maybe we don't get that push. If I get stopped here, I'm still going to end the trade up about $110. So either way, this will be a winner, even with the add-on. All right, I like the 2-minute. Give us a push to new highs now. There it is, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Push it, push it, push it, push it.
Nah.
We get a pop higher. I'm probably going to take off 3 of the 4. Maybe leave 1 runner and see what we can get. We hit almost $700 there.
See, I would want a little sideways action if I jumped into NQ. Now, I'm not going against what you're saying, but
yeah.
I wish the best for you. My strategy usually wants a pullback or a little sideways action before I jump in.
Yeah, like I said, this is a little bit of a different trade for me.
How heavy are you?
The adding to it was based off the 2-minute.
Gold is taking a breather.
750 profits here. A little bit more of a pop. I'm going to take 3 off. A little bit more. Don't be greedy. Just give me 21.3. Give me 21.3. $775. There's 8. All right, I just took 2 off at $820 profit.
Good.
So 400. I locked $400. I got $400 open here. Moving the stop up. My stop's at another 120 in profit. So I've locked 520 if I get stopped out on this. See if it can get up to 21,345, I think is my next level. Yeah, 21,345. Moving the stop up even a little bit more. Stops at $137 profit. Brian, have you taken any trades? You're muted, Brian. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
No, not since earlier with the one I described. I haven't been in a trade for a couple hours now. I didn't want to be too greedy on gold. Believe me, there was a side of myself that said, just take it until it's invalidated as a short. And I was like, nah, it's going to swing up and take my profits. So I jumped out a long time ago. I don't know. So I'm just waiting for it to give me an indication of continuation or reversal. I think, and right now at this moment, it looks like gold looks like it's at the beginning of a small intraday reversal or at the beginning of a rest for it to do a continuation. So doing its typical thing, it's going to go up 50 pips, sucker everybody in, take out everybody's moving stop losses at the moment. All their trailing stops are being wiped out right now.
I have a sell limit with my 2 micros that I've left. I have a sell limit at 21,339. Stop at $137 profit.
Ashton, the early part of the stream, I don't know if you were in, but I was mentioning the gold short that I did during mid-London, pre-New York. It took my futures account out of drawdown, and I exited without greed. But I think the market is obviously it's short right now, and I'm just looking for it to rest. But I'm not in gold at the moment. If you want to get technical on gold, some of the things I've noticed today, obviously it's a bearish outlook for intraday trading, but the relative strength index is indicating neutral momentum. So it's kind of like In other words, some intraday indicators are probably showing buy signals here and there, but they're false. So it's more like it's the RSI is neutralizing momentum. And the commodities channel index, which I like to always check and I used to trade off of, is actually showing selling pressure. So Tyler, kind of like reasons like that is why I'm mentioning gold looks like it's doing its little rest / consolidation moment. Yeah. Hey, so I was studying up on something interesting. You know, I told you earlier I did not trade London at the open today. I chose to get some rest instead.
Yeah.
But during the Asian session, which I usually don't trade, but I was watching it a little bit. It's mainly because I will get in this to a minute in a little bit, but I was watching the Kansas City,
Oh yeah,
Washington, and also finishing up the Eagles game. So yeah, I told you I root for the Eagles. They won.
There you go. You're a happy camper today, then.
Yes, and I don't like Kansas City, so I'm going to enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If the Buffalo Bills had won last night,
oh, that game was frustrating. Yeah,
I would have just watched a good Super Bowl game then, because I would not want.
I cared.
I like both those teams, so yeah, I'm glad that the two contenders at this point is someone I like and someone I don't like. Be a fun Super Bowl. Anyway, but while I was watching the game, I was studying up a little bit. I heard an interesting thing, and I want to share it with you, and you tell me if you've heard this before. Because then I was trying to actually back test it a little bit.
Okay.
So here goes, and I'll get the guy's name in a minute. Older gentleman, big time trader, and he said, okay, you're looking at your chart, you're about to go into your trade, whether it's a 5 minute or 4 hour, doesn't matter. Says, okay, look at where you're going to set your stop loss, right? Now make that your entry point, because the market always moves to your stop loss inevitably. So the market knows where those typical stop losses are, and most traders put stop losses at standard position points.
Yeah, like this below the most recent swing low or whatever. Yeah.
So he was demonstrating to put your entry points.
Was this what's his name? Dr. Paul? Dr. something Paul. I forget his first name.
I think so. I can look it up.
I like his stuff a lot.
Yeah. And I think I've heard that before, but it caught me in a period of the day where I was like, okay, I have time. I'm gonna look at that a little bit.
Yeah.
Good food for thought. If you're having a bad time, you're losing. Keep your same strategy, but just start entering where you might put your stop loss. I thought that was really good warfare knowledge for trading.
Yeah, it is.
Because we were talking before the stream, Tyler, and I was telling you how lately I've been trying these new instruments, and I just been getting these L's, loss, and it brings you down after a while.
Oh yeah, it's just mentally taxing for sure, exhausting.
Yeah. So I am solidly back to gold, man.
He's like, I'm staying away from this other stuff.
Oh God.
New push high on NQ. Another 30 points here, baby. Come on. Give it to me, baby. Oh, you know what I want to do? Let's get rid of this. I'm sorry, Shiraz. I want to give away account too, but we can't always get what you want. Try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need, which in this instance,
whoever can guess who that is gets an account.
Oh,
I know who it is.
Brian's buying it, not me.
Rolling Stones.
There you go. Oh, you get an account, Brian. You get the buy.
I was quick. You got to be faster than that.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, what you need, you can't get what you want, but what you need is no activation fees on any futures account purchase in January. So go to www.funderprofutures.com. It'll save you like $120, $130 or so in savings when you pass the account. It's a great deal. Take advantage of it. Just like NQ is going to take advantage of going to 21,339 and giving me this trim. Don't you do it. Get there. Get there. I took a Coinbase long, my options account as a possible swing. Let's see how much am I up here. I'm gonna adjust this stop just a little bit here. One stop. So one stops at 124, one stops at 72. So we got stops are about $200 worth of profit here. Currently floating $480 worth of profit. Just don't want to give back more of this. I mean, if I get stopped, that's perfectly fine. I just don't want to give back more than needed on a pullback. Like that little 2-minute reaction here. We're gonna move this stop up even a little more. RTY really strong, the Russell. Yeah, Shiraz, I want to get to a point where we're doing more giveaways and kind of flash sales on the stream. I'm still trying to sort out the details with the upper management to get approval on what all we can do. But that kind of stuff will come eventually. Index is all holding up pretty well. We got ES. It's been battling a 60.26 level that's currently above it. Looks like it wants to go for pop for a new high. Russell really strong. Hasn't put in a 5-minute red bar yet. ES and NQ both put in one 5-minute red bar that they are erasing currently. YM put in two 5-minute red bars, but currently trying to hold.
Ashton's asking a question here.
What we thinking, Brian? Long, good, or short here? I use MACD for most of my signals, and it's about to cross to the upside on the 5-minute chart.
So here's what I think. I think it could do that, and the MACD will show those little green histogram bars. And then what's going to happen is it's going to go back to red, back to green, back to red. It's going to do a slow motion turnaround. Because remember, a big ship turns a lot slower than a small mini boat. So that's always my philosophy on the market trend, intraday trends. Look at your trend lines as a ship in the ocean. The bigger it is, the longer it takes to turn around. So with that said, I'd be monitoring volume and momentum. I So Ashton, if would like the way I would use the MACD, because I do believe in that as a signal indicator a lot, is I don't know if you're doing this or not, but I don't over analyze the histogram element, the red and green columns. You have to also observe if the histogram change is occurring when the MACD is crossing the signal line deep in oversold territory or overbought territory. So like right now, the MACD is probably crossing the signal line, like you said, but it's probably crossing it very deep, low. So it's going to take a few fluctuations of the histogram for it to come out of that and the MACD cross the zero line again. So I would not just jump into a long right now or anything like that. And you're on a 5-minute chart, so you have 40 more seconds for that to dish out. Let's see what this candlestick's going to do. Which, looking at it, it's probably already flipping the MACD back to a slight red. I know the MACD too well, man. But there's a right way and a wrong way to use every indicator. To me, the wrong ways are almost by definition. The right ways is what they don't really sell you on a lot of the time. Tyler, that fella you mentioned, Paul. Yeah, it's Dr. David Paul.
Yeah, Dr. David Paul. Yeah, two
Yeah.
first names over there. I knew it was something like that. But
yeah,
he's someone that I've talked about Tom Hugard a bit, that I really like his stuff. And Tom talks about Dr. David Paul a lot. So I've watched a lot of his speeches and stuff as well. But yeah, he's got some good insights.
Yeah, I find it amazing that I mentioned some of these guys' names, or women, and you always pick up on these names I mentioned. It's like amazing.
Yep. Yeah, man. That's when I tell you the first few years of this trading journey, I was obsessed. I mean, I'm talking all I've consumed for 3 years basically is trading content, stuff around it. NQ gave us a little bit of a push higher and starting to fail. I don't love the signs of that. It makes me feel like a pullback is coming. I mean, which is obviously fine. I've moved my stops up here to, in pretty well profit. We've locked $400 so far. Currently, we're into a 20-minute work day, and we've locked $600. We've locked $600 in 25 minutes while only risking 230 at the most. So it has been a extremely stress-free day. If I get stopped in profit here, no biggie. We'll reassess, maybe take one more trade on the day. Would love to get stopped on a new high, or I'm sorry, would love to get this limit order filled at 21,339, and then just see what the runner is going to do for us. If we get this trim off, we'll be at about $1,000 profit on the day. And really, at this point, I'm kind of being a dick for a kick. We're talking 20 points on MNQ. So we're talking, with my 2 contracts, we're talking $80 in total. Scrooge said, I love the compounding strategy Tom has. Scrooge, you mean like adding into your winning trade? I don't know if you've been on since the beginning, but if that's what you're referring to, Tom's compounding strategy, adding to your winners. Yeah, I mean, you guys could see a live example. It's exactly what I did today. Where my risk on the original entry was $230 with only 2 micros, right? And this is why I think this is boom, there it is. There's the trim. Let me pull one of these stops off and I'll finish my thought. So we've locked $712 of profit in 30 minutes today. We took that trade 2 or 3 minutes before market open. And so far it has played out beautifully. $712 of realized profit. Our remaining runner has a stop at $90 profit. So we're locked at $900 at a minimum. We'll see if she wants to give us a little bit more or not. Floating about $280 on this runner. But so this is something that why I think people need to really consider adding to their winners, especially on futures where it just gives you your new average cost, because it is a way that you can trade with more size without ever risking more money to your actual account. And what I mean by that, and you guys just all saw this on this live example, is I took a trade with 2 micros that had $230 worth of risk on this trade, right? Boom, the trade works out great. We're up 150 points. It's going fantastic. Most traders, what they do at that point in time is start to take profits or exit the trade, flatten, whatever it may be. Tom talks about this in his book where he specifically tries to do the opposite of what most people do, because most people fail. So what he does is he then waits for a pullback. We got a pullback on the 2-minute chart. It was just a little 2-bar, 2-minute pullback. And I said, you know what? I'm going to add. So I'm going to double my position size. I'm going to add 2 more to this trade, which I did. It made my average price a lot worse, but I still was able to keep my stop loss in profit. So essentially all I risked was my unrealized profit, right? So I was up like $300 or $400 on the trade. I added 2 contracts to that trade. My entry average price now becomes worse, but I can still keep my stops in a reasonable place that's in profit. Maybe it's less profit than I currently had. Maybe it's even just you move your stop to break even. But now you have twice the size for zero amount of the risk to your actual bottom line of your account. So it's really a way that you can trade with more size without adding more risks to your trading. And I personally don't think enough people do it. And the reason it can be so frustrating is because when I added that to that trade, say if this didn't continue higher, obviously it increases the probability of me getting stopped out. So you can get frustrated, like, oh man, why didn't I take that $300 profit? Why didn't I take that $400 profit? I just got stopped at only $50. I got stopped at break even, or I got stopped at $100. But like, you have to be okay with that. That most days, like, oh, okay, yeah, it might not be a great winner. But when you're able to add to your trade on a pullback and catch a trend, and now you're trading with twice the amount of size you normally would, you really can take advantage of these trending days. And so it's something I would urge all traders to consider, is using smaller size on your entries. And maybe you don't even size up. Maybe you're someone who normally trades with 1 lot or 1 contract. So or let's call it you're somebody who trades with 2 or 4 contracts. Instead of trading with 4 contracts, trade with 2, and then look for a good place to add to it. And I think you could still limit your risk and trade with the same size that you're used to, but your initial entries have half the amount of risk on them that your normal entries do. So there's a lot of ways to look at trading that's not just cut and dry. And I just want to use this as an example for you guys to consider. Oh, baby, the coin trade's doing good. Coin trade's off to a good start. Man, today for me has been, I mean, you don't write them up much less stressful than this. 30 minutes in, we've locked about $1,000. We saw basically 0 drawdown.
You know, the psychological benefits of what you were just describing there is like, it's pretty valuable, because, you know, watching your account grow consistently creates that overall sense of control and confidence. And you avoid the emotional highs and lows of all the risky strategies and focusing instead on disciplined trading. And I don't know, it's just a very,
for sure,
there's so many ways to look at that strategy and you know, areas
of so when you look at that, like, it's probably going to say you're somebody who trades with 4 contracts, and now you're going to try that. You're going to try entering your trades with 2 contracts and then adding to it a pullback, and you know, adjust your stops, whether you go to break even or you move it up, or however you manage your risk in that sense. But you may find that your win rate goes down a little bit. But also what you should find by doing that is the amount of drawdown that you get into should also be less. And when you do catch winners, they should be bigger. So you should have bigger winners, you should have smaller losses, and maybe win less frequently. And And so there's a reason he called his book Best Loser Wins. You just have to be, if you can like let those, that knock to your win rate, that little bit of, pullback you may get in your win rate, you have to not let that affect you emotionally, because the way you're trading now is with higher wins, with smaller losses, just less frequently. And if you look at that out over time, it's a more profitable way of trading. And I'm not saying it will be for everybody, but if you're someone who can find that and work that into your strategy, I think there's a lot of upside potential for that. Like I said, especially in something like futures, where it automatically adjusts your average entry price and kind of calculates it that way. When you add additional positions in Forex, it adds them as a separate position, which in and of itself, it's the same concept. It just, when you're managing it, it kind of comes off a little bit differently when it comes to trade management and how you do all that sort of thing. So it just it's a little bit different in that sense. That's why I think I like it on futures a little bit more, just because of that average entry price, that type of thing.
Very good. Well put. You have a lot of knowledge on that. A lot of things to say. It sounds like you have definitely
for sure. That. Yeah. It's definitely one of my most passionate trading topics. That book, I've been through it at least 3 times. And it like just really resonates with me and my brain and how I like to trade a lot. So
yeah. Anybody shorting gold right now? Because if you are rich.
Ooh, maybe I haven't pulled it up in a minute. Oh, baby, yeah. That 5-minute candle was a dump candle.
Yeah, that's 100. Well, not quite, but 90, maybe 90 gold pips in about 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not going to try to catch that knife.
Yeah, at that point.
That's big investors right now. That's market manipulation. That's a liquidity grab waiting. And if I'm wrong,
so be it.
Then good luck, because like I just don't jump in that mess anymore. I should do this. Let me demonstrate how to lose your account.
No way, Brian. You're knocking yourself here. You've been trading well just because you have one. Listen, you're going through the mental change of trying to add futures and looking at multiple different things. You had a couple tough days. Don't get down on yourself here. You've been
no. I just meant it as a joke. I just meant it'd make for good live streaming. The demonstration of losing accounts.
With consistency rules and stuff, I've gotten to a point where I've gone over them and I've tried to lose, and it's funny when you're purposely trying to lose. It's like, why do I keep winning?
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that before with a small account, and I've done that before just to see, and it works.
I quit trying to lose. I was like, listen, every time you try to lose, you're like winning, and it's like you're making the consistency rule even worse. And I was like, all right, that's it. I'm just going flat on the day.
It can mess with your head too.
Yeah, it is weird. It's weird.
Because it's like saying, you're tricking yourself on which way is up and which way is down. And then suddenly I remember my struggle that day was coming back down to reality and going, all right. I did that for 2 hours. How do I got to get back to thinking straight. Take a bunch of losses, like, God darn it.
Gold push.
So what gold is doing is, my Forex chart is, I should put that up because it always shows all the key levels, and it's perfectly going through a 1 hour key level on a liquidity grab right now. Maybe I'll show that one. I don't know. I wish I could just put all my stuff on the stream, and then Tyler, you could just pick which one of my windows you want to see. Oh, well, then that wouldn't be right because it's not always all the same broker.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I almost added back into this trade on that pullback there, but I don't want to push it too much. I had to stop winning as much just so I wouldn't make the percentage so high. Yeah, that's consistency rules and stuff like that. It's an added added, maybe whether you want to call it an obstacle or difficulty, whatever it is, it's something that obviously factors into prop trading, right? But it doesn't factor into trading your cash account. But like for the leverage you get, for the price you get it for the, the amount of funding you can get, it's a necessary evil with prop trading sometimes. I don't think there's that's anything on prop firms. I totally understand needing to have some sort of consistency and all that good stuff. With my trading style, it can just frustrate me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally get it. I totally get why it's a necessary evil sometimes. All right, so a little 3-bar 2-minute pullback with a nice pop, but then fading that again. Ooh, it's not the Coinbase price action I wanted to see. Market starting to see a little bit of a pullback here potentially. On the live stream. Hi guys, come here, Willow. This is my daughter Willow. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
She's put her earrings in. Let's see these pretty earrings. Ooh, I like Winnie the Pooh. Very pretty. You look beautiful. I love you. All right, baby. Sounds good.
See everybody, Tyler's juggling being a trader and a father and a husband.
Do it all over here, baby. Wear all the hats. Ooh, I like the way ES is holding a level. I just don't want to. I don't know if I just want to rush in. It's been such a smooth sailing morning. Do I want to? Such a tight stop. I may try it. I think I'm going to try 1 ES. An ES level at 60.2675, and another one up above at 60.48, which gives us about 25 points more of upside room if this market wants to stay strong. But so I traded this on the minis, not the micros, so it's $50 per point. So $312 I'm risking. I'm gonna move, since we're doing that, I'm gonna move this stop up on the NQ runner. So that's at 1. So with my current open positions, I have $312 worth of risk on the ES trade that I could lose, and I have $140 of profit if I get stopped on the NQ trade. So all in all, if I got stopped on both of these, I'd lose about $150 from my 700. I'm okay with that risk. But if we pop the new highs on ES, I will start trailing my stop pretty tight. I don't know if we're going to get that or not, but we'll see. See if we can maybe try to capture like 1,500 on the day. But
So in the big picture of gold, on my personal capital account, I've been swing trading it on daily charts. Just, 2 lots up, 2 lots down. Been doing pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's another. I don't demonstrate that here on these charts because I don't think it would make for good streaming to just put up my daily chart for FunderPro and go, wait 24 hours, everybody. Let's see. But I know it seems like we talk a lot about shorter time frames and trading inside of those over here on the live stream, but I think folks don't realize that we also hold trades on other accounts sometimes, and certainly I do believe in the larger time frames for trading.
Not a great reaction on the ES trade there. Probably end up getting stopped. Probably rushing this one a little bit. Probably, honestly, would probably like to see a little bit more sideways action. I mean, I like the current 2-minute reaction, but as there's such a big move down overnight and then such a nice bounce out of the gate, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of consolidation before we make a move in either direction.
I was hoping gold would do some more consolidation so I could try to grab a little bit of it one direction or the other, but I'm not going to catch a falling knife, man.
Gold, oh yeah, it had that. So it got that really big 5-minute dump candle. 5-minute spiked lower, tried to give us a little bounce, and now it looks like we're heading back down towards the lows. Yeah, I think you're trying to catch a falling knife in there.
Yeah.
Want to see like start to base out a little bit before you want to go long, or even just a rally, pull back that you could short.
It's going to do these long drops, build itself back up, long drop, build itself back up, long drop. That's called make a little money, lose a lot of money, make a little money, lose a lot of money. And we've all done that. Froze up again. My volumetric froze up again.
Oh, really? Mine hasn't yet.
But it could have timed out because I noticed when you don't touch it for a while, it.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, so it's probably on me. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't used it long enough to know it's.
Yeah.
Every platform has a quirk.
Yeah, it looks like new lows are coming to sweep this low at least. We'll see how harsh this pullback gets. Do we start heading back towards the downtrend on the day? I'm out of the ES trade. Still holding the MNQ runner, but probably going to get stopped on that. Yeah, there's a stop on that. So we're flat on the day right now. So daily P&L, $856 on NQ, minus $300 on ES. So we're up about $540 on the day. Yeah, I could see this being the high, and the market starting to sell back off here. I'm not going to rush into anything now that I'm flat. I'm going to give it a little bit of time and see if we continue to go sideways for a little while or what before I would consider taking another trade.
Well, Ashton, give me your sell signals. Let me know what you do. I'll join in. You said you did not take them. I guess that's what you're saying.
RTY's relative strength is a bit interesting, to be honest with you. YM's relatively strong too, where you have ES down almost, I'm sorry, ES down 1.8%, NQ down almost 3%, where YM is only down 0.3% and RTY is only down 0.24%. So relative strength in the YM and RTY. And RTY has been strong out of the gate. So if I didn't want to long something, it would probably be maybe in one of those two. But I'm not sure I do want to long anything.
Gold. Okay. Goodness gracious.
Last trade on the stream for me today. We're gonna try an RTY long.
Gold might finally be taking a rest. It just entered a 4-hour key level that's been going on for a while at 27.42. 27.42 in Forex, 27.46 in futures. Sorry, am I talking too low? Can I?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, I'm kind of mumbling my thoughts here. I don't know about you. Sometimes I don't consider that I'm on live stream, and
yeah, you just get focused on the chart in front of you, and so I totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, these are the things. These are the sentences that run through my head when I'm not live streaming.
Yeah,
I just don't say them out loud. Sometimes I do say them out loud. With
yeah.
nobody
Sometimes
here.
you talk to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of cursing at myself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you haven't cursed yourself out when trading, are you even trading?
Mm.
20.
Last summer, I would get up and hit the wall with my hands so hard it start to sting. That's another thing I think that the Dr. David Paul mentions. Something about hitting yourself in the head. Let me see.
Yeah, he talks about this a lot too. Is that like the euphoria that comes with winning when you're on a winning streak? And he actually says he's like, my son is the absolute worst at this. But when you've been winning, just like the natural position sizing will just start to increase as you are on a winning streak, because you're like, okay, I got more to play with, I got more play, and just like it creeps up on you so bad, this increase in position sizing and risk, and then when the winning streak ends, you're now taking bigger losses, and it can spiral the other way. Something he talks about a lot that I really agree with.
Me too. I did that last week.
Yep, I'm like so guilty of that, because I'll just go on these great winning streaks. The next thing you know, I'm overconfident. I'm taking too many trades. I'm sizing them too big, and I just give it all back so fast.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I did that last week. I'll be transparent. I reset my 50K futures account.
Yeah, week. There you go. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't actually. I don't think I. No, I reset it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I started another one. I have the funded account, but I started another one too. And yeah, I'm in $900. Well, I was in $900 of drawdown on my second one that I'm trying. With today's win currently up $500, I'm about $400 in drawdown. we'll see how this last RTY trade works out. If I end up giving back a little bit more of my profits, I got about $295 worth of risk on this trade.
Yeah. And again, all of my greed, like you were just describing and that Dr. Paul talks about, I did that on oil. I did it on oil. Oil is a greasy, slimy criminal.
Greasy, slimy. Oh, I love it.
And gold is my shiny winner.
Okay, decent reaction here on, by the way, I have a level on RTY at 23.1430, which was kind of my thesis on this trade. The relative strength from the small cap index compared to the other indexes. And then we got, we had a really strong 5-minute push out of the gate, 5-minute pullback, potential higher low on the 5-minute chart. Entered it a little bit early before we got the break above this candle. We'll see up about $185 right now. Not quite 1-to-1, but it may tighten. I'm going to tighten the stop up a little bit under the swing low. Oh no, I lost my feed again. Don't do it to me.
Let's see, if I play a 10-second blip of Dr. Paul, could you hear it?
Try it. If it's playing, I don't hear it.
Okay, good to know that I can watch videos while we...
Oh, well, all the indexes with a nice strong 5-minute bar. Honestly, my ES entry was bad. I should have waited for a sweep below those lows. And this is to put your entry where your stop is. On my last ES trade that I took the stop on, that was a great example of what I should have done in that situation on that ES trade. If I were to do anything differently, that's what it would be. This RTY trade should be off to a decent start. Okay, I think we're back. All right, we're up $220, so $215. We're about 1-to-1 R right now.
The next time you're just about to
Oh,
put
I
a
can hear it
trade
now.
on, you pick up something heavy and you just go, "Biff," and then you write down on a piece of paper where you were going to buy or where you're going to put your stop loss. Don't buy it, but put an order in to buy it at where you're going to put your stop loss, and then just watch how many times the market goes to your order. And one of my rules is that I want to put my entries where the masses put their stops. And
I don't know how well
that's it. Dr. David Paul.
Don't know if that audio came across.
Yeah, we heard. Yeah, we heard it. Yep.
Clear enough. Okay.
Come on, RTY. Let's go new highs on the day.
Okay. Gold. I need to switch to my Forex account.
Pretty nice looking 15-minute on NQ. If we close with strength here, we got 3 minutes to go.
Come on, gold. You know, now it's like, it's gonna, if it consolidates, it's, oh. Here's what it's gonna do. here's what this is not financial advice, but this is what I think it's going to do. This is what it does too often. It's going to sit here and consolidate around this current. I'm going to switch screens here and show.
Just for updating management on my RTY trade, we went a little over 1-to-1 R. I moved my stop to break even here. Since I'm green on the day, I don't want to give back more than I have to. This one's off to a decent start, so. Aiming for higher, but not letting any more risk get factored into the trade here. Just to show you guys here, you can see stop back at break even. If we pop to new highs here, I'll be about $600 profit on this RTY trade. And I actually may start moving my stop in the slight profits here. We're up currently $375, so we could make back the loss on ES by taking profit here, but I want new highs on the day. Nice 15-minute bar, engulfing bar on NQ. That's some nice looking strength.
I'm gonna get my.
She's pumping now.
Okay. Can you share or show the screen, Tyler?
Yep.
That's my bad. I changed it up on you. Yeah, what I was saying is, I could see it still dip more, but I do not trust it right now because it's in this zone, and it's going to be prone to hang out, in this area until the New York lunch. London will be closed. There won't be enough volume, and then it's just going to drift one way, either up or down, until the end of the futures or forex session goes, or the end of New York altogether. This is when I get disappointed trading. You look at the time and you go, okay, well, we have about, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour or so remaining in London. And at the same time, gold will just start consolidating. Some people are showing up late for the show. So you get this mixture of buyers and sellers just coming in too late. The banks are done. They don't have to be done, but they probably are. Anyway, and you check out this 4-hour consolidation. If I squeeze all this in, yeah, look at that. Just boom, boom. It's gonna consolidate.
Yeah. A really strong 9:30 to 10:30 candle close on ES and NQ. And let's look at the YM.
Flip it back to yours. Mine's not.
Yeah, I was looking at it here. We can look at it. I don't know if you can do the chart settings on. Hold on, I'll flip it back here.
On futures?
Yeah, so like I have on Thinkorswim, I have it set to do my candles just during New York, so they start at 9:30. I don't know if you can do that on here or not, but if we look at the hourly, or maybe even let's look at the 30-minute, because then that way we're getting the. So if you look at the. So this is our 9:30 candle here. This is our 10 o'clock candle here. So that 9, we closed with that strong push here. So the shaved top on this first hour push closed with this shaved top there. So really strong close. ES, a very similar close. We'll see the 15-minute was engulfing. We can look at this 15-minute here. Nice strong 15-minute engulfing hammer here. Makes me think we could see some more of this gap down erased. So far, we've rallied. Let's see, NQ's down 500 points on the day, 530 points a day. So far, we've rallied 500 points from the low. So already erased a lot of the strong move down. Should just given the NQ runner a little bit more room and not overtraded the ES. I'm looking at that ES, and man, that is like a prime example of the Dr. David Paul thing you were talking about with that entry. And I knew it too in my head. I'm like, you're kind of rushing this entry, but it's holding this level. But looking back on it now, I'm like, I should have waited for like a stronger spike below where we were basing there. Looks like RTY is going to stop me here. I have my profit or my stop at $10. So that's going to end up break even for me. Had a chance for a little over $300 on that one. Stopped at break even. No worries on that. Gold gave you a little rally into a lower high here, now making new lows again, staying super weak. Part of me wants to try this R2I one more time, but I don't know.
Let's see. Which one there, Tyler?
So RTY, it's if you would search it, you can see here it says E mini Russell.
Yeah. The
E mini Russell 2000 index. So it's small cap stocks. So ones that have like smaller market cap. It's an index made up of those an index made up of small cap stocks. Yes, is what I was trying to say.
Let me see. Huh? RTY. Now, what would be making the Russell do something right now?
Yeah, for me, it was more about its kind of relative strength on the day.
Okay.
Compared to the other indexes, but sometimes what you'll see is, RTY is kind of strong. It was really strong out of the gate in those first, almost the first hour, where the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5-minute bars were all pretty nice green bars, and with its relative strength. But sometimes what you see is a little bit of rotation, where it'll slow down a little bit now, and as ES and then Q start to get a push, but YM is also pushing the new highs. So I'm torn. I like it with its relative strength above. I have a level at 23.1430 that we're still holding above. If we go sideways above this level a little bit, I can see us pushing to new, making new highs on the day and potentially even flipping to green on the day. But I'm also not. It's not my favorite index to trade. sometimes I catch some good winners on it, but a lot of times I'll paper cut myself on it. You can't trade micros on it. You can only trade minis. So I'm gonna hold off on that for now. I don't want to rush anything just for the sake of taking more trades on stream. I'm up 500 on the day with 1 win and 2 losses. ES was just a bad entry. The trade ended up playing out. I just rushed the entry a little bit. If I were to review that one, I added another coin contract to my options coin trade. What's going on outside? I think Coinbase with a pro crypto president in place. I think Coinbase, just from a fundamental perspective, has a lot of upside room this year. So I took some 300 strike calls. I took one earlier. It was up decent. We got to pull back to the opening print, and it came basically back to break even. I decided to add one more with the NQ strength and ES strength. So I'm not gonna overdo it. I wish I was still in the NQ or ES trade. RTY, another test of the level to the tick here. I just don't want to be too spread thin mentally with Coinbase and futures.
I'm setting up a template for the Russell. I never had that before on my templates.
Yeah. I like to watch. So that there's 4 main indexes in the U.S. market. So I just like to keep an eye on all of them. It just, when you get things moving in unison, it can be nice for trends and stuff. But sometimes you'll start to notice, if you watch them all, you'll start to notice potentially like divergence plays where maybe 3 indexes are strong and one of them's kind of lagging behind. So maybe you trade the one that's lagging behind, thinking it'll play catch up, or you short one of the other ones, thinking that index will drag it down. I sometimes will use a divergence strategy with indexes, which is part of the reason I like to watch them all. Also, if one of them has levels in play while another one doesn't, I'll sometimes trade the one that has levels in play.
Yeah, I keep the coarse gold, oil, but on indexes, the Dow, NAS, S&P 500. Just never really added in the Russell, but
yeah, you don't hear it talked about as much. But make sure you understand how. So how the ES and NQs, everything's 0.25, so like 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, one whole dollar, whatever. The Russell is only trading where the Dow is trading at $40,000. The Nasdaq's trading at $20,000. The S&P is trading at $6,000. The Russell is only trading at $2,300. So you get movements every 0.10. So it's, right now it's at 2315.8, and then there's a 0.9, and then it's at 2316, and then 2316.10, 2316.20. And I think it moves $5 per the tick. So per like 10 cents, it moves $5 on the underlying. So I think it moves $50 per full point. So even though it's a lot smaller, there's no micros to it. So you can't do anything that's like a tenth of the size. So it is a mini. So it does still move, decently, right? Where if you can get away with sometimes with like a 3 or 4 point stop, maybe even 5 point stop or whatever. But that's still going to be $50 per point. So just keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
Another nice hold of the level here. It's tempting to try another stab on it, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna try it.
My thoughts are leaning towards a buy in gold. I don't want to say I'm leaning towards it, but I'm analyzing a buy in gold right now is why I'm so quiet.
Yeah, I tried the RTY long, and my fear is I'm going to do exactly what I should have done at ES, is wait for a sweep below this low.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
I just think gold is so very overextended right now, and
The downside.
if I went in, I should have gone in now. There'll be more chances. It's going to bounce around, but if you want to try to catch it at a possible new low, now's the chance. It's bouncing in a consolidated historical area. It has gone through 2 4-hour key levels in the past 2 hours. I mean, it's just exhausted. So I would think now is when. I mean, I'm not going to make a trade. I hate making trades based off my opinion. I like to just do it off the market direction. That's why you see me not have a bias, really. It's like, well, the market can change, and 80 to 90% of traders are wrong. So, wait till the market tells you, here's the direction I'm going. And that's why I mix trend lines with my key levels a lot now, because I started doing poorly back in September because I was using too much candlestick patterns and not taking into consideration their probabilities of failure. So once I started meshing my key levels with trend lines, then I started getting a better idea of those reversals. Although I envy the folks that are experienced day traders that can just spot that stuff sometimes. Dimitri, you're one of them.
Dimitri.
You're not.
Brian, I'll be right back. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
Sure thing. Let's see. Gold is currently bouncing around the 2742 key level in Forex. $27.45 in the futures. I'm waiting to see a little bit more of the upward momentum. Yeah, I hear you, Ashton. I'll chop myself out too. Kind of the same way you'll chop yourself out if you solely limit yourself to executing trades on one indicator only, if you use indicators. But gold is, I remember you mentioned some indicators a little while ago, Ashton, and I think that the ones you mentioned probably are shifting right now, or thinking about shifting. So this is a similar consolidation that we had 2 hours ago, and we also had about an hour ago. And now it's, with the exception of the current candlestick on the 5-minute chart, is a green candlestick. So if that can hold, it'll pop up, come back down, bounce off the 4-hour key level, and then start trending upwards real slowly. But it's going to try to take out a stop. So this is when I would be, yeah, it's against the intraday trend, but I would go with maybe 1/3, half to half of my normal trade size. So I kind of want to see this green candlestick finish in an upwards fashion, strong, and then I wouldn't go in on this one, but this would be the start of me watching it closely now, and then giving it any following subsequent 5-minute candle the go. We're just talking about the gold, Tyler, and how the candlestick it's performing right now is, to me, throwing it into a confirmed consolidation. Yeah, I hear you, Ashton. You have to wait for that if that's your strategy. I guess, and I'm kind of saying that I've watched some really excellent traders know when to go in 5 minutes before things like your indicators are telling you to go in, and that's when they really catch such a wonderful move, because then on the subsequent pullback, their entry is still below that or matching it, so where they don't have to worry. And that's that key element about getting in just that little bit sooner. And your stop loss is just so in the safety zone. You know what yeah, Ashley knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, spike down on the indexes.
Okay, so that finished up. I can already see that this is probably one of those days that I'll be trading after we finish the live stream.
It's because the setups you like aren't there.
They're not there, but predictably, I bet they're going to be there in like half hour from now.
RTY came down and almost tickled the stop. Probably ends up happening unless that we did get a little sweep lower under this low. Maybe that was that little tick lower was enough. That's what we needed to go higher. I don't know. We'll see. You'll see that the 5-minute didn't close great. I mean, we wicked under there. My guess is we still push a little bit lower. I'm still gonna give the trade to my stop, but I'm not feeling good about it. And that'll be it for me on future trading for the day. If I get stopped here, I'll still be green on the day, but I will have given back enough profits that I don't want to give back anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're flat on RTY. We're going to end the futures trading day up a little over $300. Not ideal from where we were at, but this is one of those days that probably should have been more patient, where after the big gap down, and then a nice strong move out of the gate, I did expect some consolidation and more sideways movement. I think the market will kind of digest this gap down, followed by this move up. I think we'll kind of digest this for a little while and maybe make a little bit of a bigger move this afternoon. So probably forced a couple entries there for the sake of streaming, but it is what it is. We're still green on the day. We'll take it. We'll take it. And we'll come back tomorrow and Wednesday and look for, we won't be streaming tomorrow, but very curious to see how today closes. Last time we got the big 700-point gap down, the rally that ensued the next day ended up being kind of the low for a while. Does that happen again? I don't know. We'll see, though.
Okay. I was sitting there trying to save the Russell on some of my other templates, and I overrode my S&P 500, so I was trying to go back and find my correct S&P. There we go. I do that way too much. I try to add an additional chart, and then I inevitably copy over something else. And when I'm trying to modify my charts during live trading, I'm fine if it's like 2 hours after dinner and I'm just sitting around messing with charts. I don't make any errors, but it's hard.
Yeah, it's the stress of like trying to do it.
Yeah. I mean, so for anybody wondering, I have approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 charts open right now. So I'm watching futures and forex, and I'm watching multiple indexes. And even though I say things to you, Tyler, like I'm done with oil, if you ever see me turn all the way like this,
yeah,
I'm watching the NQ and I'm watching oil over there. Kind of the same. If you ever see me looking this direction, I'm looking over at things like when I added the Russell to it over there. That's why I've been facing this way a while. I was adjusting a few things on my screens. I'm one of those people that I like to come into my trading at the beginning, whatever my session start is, and I like to click a few buttons, right? I like everything just to go pop, 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 get into place.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. The only difference is while you and I are live streaming with FunderPro, I create a little segment on my charts where the live stream sits.
Yeah, so you can see that. And
so I can see it. I can see what you're doing and stuff. It's minimized. That's why sometimes I have to ask you to repeat, and I'm sorry I asked you to repeat. Like, what chart was that? What chart was this?
No worries, and I totally get it too, because it's like you're trying to watch for your own trades and be involved in the conversation, answer the chat, and it can become a lot. I totally get it. Yeah, you don't got to apologize to me, that's for sure. Let's see here.
So back to what you mentioned earlier, you said you pulled in about 2K on gosh, I'm having to go back to
the meta.
Yes.
Yeah, I took I really like the meta chart to make new all-time highs Thursday of last week.
Nice.
So I got in some meta 630 calls, and they're priced at three. The way if you ever trade options, they're like $3.06 is what the option was priced at. But when they're options, you're getting 100. So if it's $3.06, it was $306 for that options contract. And so I bought one on Thursday at $306, wanting to swing it into Friday. And it got off to a good start. Like it went to 550, like really quick. So it was up almost 100% pretty quickly. And I decided to hold it. And then at the end of the day, we got a really strong push. Like in the last 10 minutes, we pushed like $4 on the underlying stock, and they went to like 8 or 850. So I was up over 100% up. The trade cost me $300. And I had like a 50% stop on it. So my risk was like only $150. And so right at the end of the day, I was up 500 on it. So, a 1 to 4R or whatever, 1 to 5R. And I decided to hold it because I was like, man, I really like this daily chart. I think we're going to gap up, stay strong to new all-time highs on Friday. And if you recall, the market was thinking weak on Friday. So Meta got no love from the overall market in and of itself, but Meta was gapping up and coming into the market. It looked really good. I was like, oh, okay, this is gapping up to do all-time highs. We're going to open at like 15, 16. This is going to be great. And about 15 minutes before market open, maybe half an hour, it dumped like $20 on the underlying. It dumped to like Thursday's low. And I was like, what is happening? And like the indexes were all strong at the time. And I'm like, what is happening? This was like so frustrating. And then it got a really nice rally right before market open. And it opened near like the previous day's high. And it just took off out of the gate really strong.
Wow.
And just held its relative strength all day. I held it through one pullback. It was at 17. I didn't take profits. So that would have been like $1,500 profits. It pulled all the way back to like 10 or 12 from 17. And at that point, I was kind of kicking myself. I'm like, damn, you let this thing pull back $700 when you could have just closed it first thing in the morning, no stress. But then it ended up rallying in the afternoon to new highs, and it got up to 22, so $2,200 per contract. And I ended up selling it at 20. So I made $1,700 on one contract that had $150 worth of risk. So that's pretty crazy. 150 to 1,700.
Yeah.
I don't know what that R is, but I think it's like a 15 to 1 R trade or something like that. So that was
Wow.
fun. That was a fun one on Friday. But it gave me a little bit of a long bias because Meta was so strong. I'm like, all right, the market's gonna hold up with this strength. But the market did not care. The market ended up getting pretty weak. But Meta held up, thankfully. And so yeah, that was a pretty crazy trade. That's one of those ones that I'm like, man, why didn't I buy 5 contracts?
Yeah. Let's get back to Dr. David Paul now.
Yeah. I was like, why did I manage my risk? This is so stupid. Managing risk is so stupid. Ashley said last, I was gonna say the only thing I wish y'all would change is stream Monday through Friday, but it has a lot of work streaming and trading live, so I totally understand 3 days a week. Yeah, man, we want to get there. We'll see how things go.
Picking the viewers, and we'll be there.
Yeah. Streaming more is definitely a possibility. But we'll see. Like, this is pretty new for us both, so I know we kind of wanted to get our feet wet, see how things go, make adjustments. And it would be, we had a few other guys on the team that ended up moving on. We'll see how the stream team kind of develops over time and that sort of thing, if anything changes. But
switch over to the my Forex chart. I think I'm sharing that one. Yes. Forex chart on FunderPro. I drew that consolidation box, and look how it's just hugging it.
Oh yeah.
So
well, that's what I said. You probably want to see it start to base out a little bit, one way or the other, before making a trade. You're kind of getting that base now.
Yeah, I would expect it to kind of paint itself up and down in here. It just, at some point, it's going to be worth a little bit of confidence to go long. It's going to be worth it to do that. Now, when we ended the stream on Friday, I think about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes after we finished, I don't want to go find it on the chart at the moment, but I was in a very similar move. If you remember, I sniped it at the bottom. I was going long, trying to catch a reversal. I sort of got a indication that it was going to turn back on me. I exited as soon as we finished the stream, captured a nice little profit, little one. Then that thing reversed on me. Not on me, I was already out of it, but it was the same exact motion that I'm trying to do right now. And I think Ashton said it a moment ago perfectly. I think a key to those guys is they take a lot of very small paper cuts, but when they hit, they hit big. And that's true. If you can stomach a ton of little losses, just because you're setting yourself up for the big win, you'll be fine. But to me, that means you have to keep if it's Forex, you have to keep your lot size or your contract size. You have to keep them at a decent size. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna try to get this one early, so I'll go in smaller. I do that. I go in smaller if I think I'm cutting it too soon, and then I'll add to it once I get a true confirmation. So gold is going to consolidate for a little while. What a rally, though. I mean, gold itself went up, down. You know what? This is the entire session so far. Down, down. During the Asian session, I caught this area.
Okay.
I grabbed that little area for a quick short. It basically, and I don't ever trade Asia, but it broke this just common sense line right there.
This was speaking to you.
I mean, I took it for like this one big candlestick and jumped out. I was like, I'm not going to do this. But I always flip on Asia just for a second from the phone if I'm at the house, and if it looks like something's about to hit, then I might go in for 5 minutes and then jump out. I've learned my lesson. I don't go in for an hour because inevitably I always lose.
You'll end up with some sort of chop.
Yeah, I don't watch the Asia market enough to stay with the trade, but to grab a quick scalp, not a big deal. And here's another thing. I'll only do that move when if an account's in drawdown or I finished my Friday with a loss. I'm more known to jump into Asia on Sunday when the market's opening up. See if I can't make a few bucks back real quick so I can hit the ground running on Monday.
Yeah, give yourself a little bit of that cushion.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd call it confidence, just to give myself a little bit of okay, so now my Friday loss wasn't so bad. I just got 25 or 50% of it back just now, so I feel okay.
My problem is when I try to do that and I start taking paper cuts, and then I'm like, I want to go to bed down, like starting my week off down, and then I get in this like, trying to make it back.
I hear you. Yeah, I think I play that voice in my head right before I do those little trades I just mentioned.
Oh, I'm not sure what I want to do for the rest of the day. Which direction I want to trade it.
So in London opened up about right here. I think London was right there. So that's the opening of London. So I had a conversation with my wife last night. And I said, hey, I don't think I'm going to bother setting my alarm clock to wake up at my 1:45 in the morning and trade the London Open like I usually do. And she says, why not? And I said, well, I need to take a break from that for a moment. I've been trading oil and I got skimmed too much out of it last week, and I want to get my head back on straight. And she said, well, you know what's going to happen, right? And I said, I know. I'm going to have the perfect London setup for gold. I'm going to miss it. So then this morning, in my morning hours, that would be here in the US, right? I wake up around over here, and this is when I woke up. And I rendezvous with my wife in the kitchen while she's fixing her coffee. And she says, don't get mad if the market rallied while you were sleeping. Did it? And I'm like, it did.
Yeah, yep. You gotta accept it. You gotta accept it.
And I told her right then and there, right in the middle of our kitchen, I said, I'm not upset. It was more important for me to get some rest and just skip London for a day.
More opportunities will present themselves.
Yeah. But I want to show folks that are listening here and watching that, there is some transparency right there, This is the one that got away. I couldn't take it. I was asleep, and I was enjoying my sleep. I had a couple dreams. They were good dreams. And I had the perfect position on my pillow. When your head's just right, you don't want to adjust.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So, hey, man, I was happy.
Looks like the indexes are trying to turn weak again.
Yeah. And gold's doing what Ashton and I were kind of talking about earlier in the stream. It's doing its consolidation here. We'll see what it ends up doing. If gold were to jump out of this zone, I don't think, if it jumped downwards, I don't think I would take the short. I just don't have confidence that that's going to continue. But I'm okay. My advice to new traders right now is, because my conversation here kind of reminds me of how I used to be. You have to almost get so burned out that you just don't care what the market does. You just react to it. React to what it's doing so you make some profit. Expect the little losses. But until you absolutely don't give a crap, it's really hard to win.
Yeah, you can't be emotionally attached.
Mm-hmm. It sounds sort of, contrary to the whole winning aspect, that you have to be so sick and tired of it to the point that you just look at the chart and it just tells you.
Yeah, and you're not only the chart, but you look at the chart, you look at your process and your roles, and you start to judge yourself based off of that. Like, how did I, sure, there was a move, I might have missed it, but did I stick to my roles? Did I stick to my criteria? And if you start judging yourself based off of that and caring more about that, the profits will typically tend to follow after.
Yeah. Yes, Ashton said, but it does seem that we miss the best trades when we stay out of the market sometimes. Yes. Yeah. To my humorous point I made a little while ago.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think today is one of those days where we got the big gap down. We caught I caught that push moving up, and now I've over traded and gave, we're still green on the day. But I think the opportunities that were good were, being short last night. And I think the opportunity to catch that pump in the morning was good. But I think we're going to see mostly consolidation and digestion of the moves that have been made for at least a while. Today we'll see.
Good word. Digestion. Good word.
Yeah.
But
We'll
it has
see.
to do.
I mean, it looks like gold, the trend, it just pushed new lows. The indexes are in a weird spot. YM still holding up. It's holding its strength. It's basically flipped to almost break even on the day. ES and then Q have both seen a pretty good pullback from their highs. We're back to this area where we were kind of ranging before. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some more kind of consolidation for the next few hours. And then maybe we make a move this afternoon, either pushing higher or pushing back down towards the lows. I think either of those are on the table. We shall see. But for us on the stream today, we're going to lock it up. We're going to wrap it up, and we'll be back on Wednesday. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream and got some value out of it. And we will see you all on Wednesday. So peace out, everybody.
Bye.